On the topic of reinforcing doors, I'm not trying to make this house absolutely impenetrable, okay? And I recognize that a deadbolt is bypassable. If someone had some locksmith skills and proper tools, they could get right past that deadbolt, and any reinforcement would be a moot point, okay? But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make my doors a little bit stronger for that one guy that decides he wants to try and kick in a door, okay? So that being said, I went absolutely overboard and overkill on my side garage door. Number one, because my wife isn't going to bitch about aesthetics because it's the garage. And number two, I just wanted to see how strong I could make a door in its current configuration without modifying the door further. So what I've done was I had this big piece of 3.5 inch by 1/8 inch thick plate, and I cut the door trim, and put this plate right up against this door jamb. So it's 1/8 of an inch thick. It's got 8 screws going into the framework of the door itself. And so this door jamb now will not split open if someone kicks the door. Now, we talked about how a door will blow apart if the jamb is secure. If the jamb is secure, then the door is the weak link. And so I put these 2 big carriage bolts here to make the door not come apart. On the hinge side, when we talk about hinges, we've talked about adding longer screws into the framework of the door so that the jamb on the backside doesn't split open, right? Now, the weak link is the screws going into the end grain of the door on this side. So what I've done here is I've taken this hinge and I've flipped it around so that it's up against the back of the door, and you have to use a spacer to do that. But now the hinge is facing the door, and so those screws that go in here this way aren't the weak link into the end grain of the door. So basically what I've done is essentially turn this into a piece of angle iron that someone would be kicking against on the hinge side. So I think I've made this door about as strong as I could make it without making a lot of changes. Now, if I really wanted to strengthen this door, I would probably take this deadbolt and move it down to the knob position, and then I would put another deadbolt about right here, and then reinforce the jamb where the deadbolt is, just to give it a little bit more surface. But I think this is as good as I can get without going really crazy, and it's as good as I could get without moving to the next step of actually barricading the door, which I don't want to do because I want to be able to access the door from the outside. So that's my side door.